What's going on, my creative collective? Welcome to your daily creative reading for August 26th. So, we're going to dive right in here and see what's up. What do we got here? Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective for August 26th, please? Okay. All right, dear you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance, take a step back, and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath, slow down, and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now. You will be glad you did. Yeah, this is beautiful energy. It's great. Spirit, what messages do you have? Whoa. So we have the Queen, the Empress and the Queen of Wands, part of this call to adventure for the day, of this energies, the energies of the moment. Let us away here. Let's see what we've got. Empress and Queen of Wands. It's almost like building from a place of strength. Like it's like, I'm feeling like a cycle shift or end. Yeah, it could be. Six of Cups. So I feel like at the outset, this call to adventure is really starting out from a place of recognizing what wasn't working, moving towards something more fulfilling for you, not just creatively, but also in terms of your passion, your heart center, right? This isn't a cup necessarily, but there is a way that the heart and so the cup and the fire are connected because one informs and can ignite the other, right? And the Empress is a deeply creative energy too. There's a depth of creativity. There's a depth of, I want to say passion, but I feel like there's a depth of kind of like a knowing, like a nurturing, like a nurturing kind of knowing. And then, so we have the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Four of Cups, a lot of emotional energy here, despite the fact that the cup is not necessarily in these cards here. The thing that could become a tower if it goes unchecked is maybe a little bit of boredom. Boredom, I feel like it's like uncertainty more than boredom, and they can kind of be connected, right? So it's a little bit of uncertainty. A little bit of uncertainty. Seven of Pentacles. I heard working your ass off. Protagonist energy. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like working really hard at something. But I feel like there's not a lot, coming up, like in terms of, there's more roots than there are branches on this. There's more roots than there are things to this. So I feel like there's a way that things are still growing and developing for you. But we'll see here. There's a way that things are still growing here. And maybe in ways you can't necessarily see. Yeah, the Ten of Cups and Seven of Cups. This is so much cup energy. My goodness. I think the antagonist energy here is, I'm almost getting, it's not about not recognizing your kind of deepest fulfillment here, but I feel like this is recognizing your deepest fulfillment, but feeling slightly disconnected because you might be asking it to be things that it can't or won't be. Like it's, I think about when, I think about just relationships and how we can expect a partner to be everything. We can expect them to be, they're not the sun, moon, stars, and what have you, but it's almost as though there's this energy of, there's an energy of it's like we want them to be everything and they can't, right? And that can throw us into a 7 of Cups, because instead of allowing things and people to be as they are, we take a step back and get a little bit caught up because we're kind of confused, right? And not confused outwardly and outrightly, but we confuse what we fulfill for ourselves and what others do for us. 6 of Pentacles and the Fool. I think the challenge is coming back into balance with yourself. If this is about work, it could be that you're taking on too much and you need to just kind of, it's not about, like this is taking on things that you can set a boundary and say, no, thank you. I don't, that's not something that is my task really. And I have all this other stuff that I have to manage. So it's not about being defensive or mean or anything like that. It's really just about showing up and saying, okay, I have all of this stuff that I have to do. And this is just taking up too much of my time, myself, my energy. Set that boundary and then release. And I think that it's just trusting in yourself and what new comes from that energy, right? What new comes from that? Because it is kind of like a birthing, right? It's an Empress energy where you say, it doesn't have to be everything to me, and this doesn't need to mean all the things, but this, it can, I don't know, it's, to me, it's coming across as an energy of a kind of new beginning, right? Because I think it's like giving yourself enough time, and not just time, but giving yourself enough energy, giving yourself enough creative juice for the journey, as it were. So we also have the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. So I'm getting that there's a way that you may feel kind of caught up in your head about setting this boundary, or having faith in yourself to get there on your own and as you need to, right? So allow yourself to just be in this sort of in this place of confusion. The other day I had a moment where I was kind of feeling low, and I was like, instead of running from this, I'm just going to lean into it. I am going to lean into it, and I am just going to feel it all. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, right? Don't let it be such that you get caught up in what feels like the bindings of it, but rather just allow yourself to feel it all, and then place it in a way where you begin to see it clearly. Like this is a reflective energy. But I also feel like this is sort of seeing through any potential illusions, allowing yourself to just be free from that energy. And I feel like this it puts you in a unique position of being able to positively anticipate what's coming, because your energy isn't bound by other things. Like I almost feel like there may have been like a kind of figure out energy, but I feel like this is about befriending your hopes, befriending your dreams, and befriending the things that come from that. Right? Like the love that comes from that, befriending all of it. I don't know why I'm pulling more. That's interesting. Okay. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. Yeah. 3 of Swords on the bottom. There may have been disappointments that made it feel like you couldn't really plan, not effectively, but it wasn't anchored. Like it really wasn't anchored in much. So I think this is about positively expecting and anticipating the future for yourself. And I feel like this is a process that it's almost like it's a little bit of taking responsibility, but I think it's also expecting something higher, expecting something more, rather than feeling kind of stuck and bound by this energy. And I'm feeling like there's like a tower energy here where it may be something that people don't expect, right? Because these 5 cups empty for a reason. So this is about walking away from feeling disappointed and recognizing that there's still an Ace of Cups here in the background in this iteration of the card. So it's like allow yourself the moment to let go, but keep a cup for yourself and keep your cup full. Disappointments come and go, and they will be present through so many different things. But the important part is that you tend to your cup, and remember to look at the way that things happened. I'm getting this as almost like for what they are, as opposed to for what they might have been, or like the could have, should have, would have. Like just release yourself from that. Because I feel like there's an aspect of this too where the antagonist is also getting so caught up in all of the energies around something happening or not, that you can then step into this 10 of Cups of like, wow, that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful energy. And it frees you. It really frees your energy up. Let's take a look and see what else we've got here. I'm going to clarify this here. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives, please? The Fool. Wow, more Fool energy. I feel like this is where you begin to have more faith in yourself and your decisions. This Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Eight of Swords, you really start to have more faith in yourself and your decisions. Not just your decisions, but your capacity to expect positive outcomes and to create them for yourself, because the Two of Wands is a creative card, right? It is a creative capacity. And the Three of Wands is then the energy of kind of going out in a way to get it and to see it projected outwards, but it's getting past these barriers that you've constructed in your mind first, right? The Fool is that leap. You're taking that leap. You're taking that fresh start. You're taking that step towards a new beginning. And I feel like it has a lot to do with you coming back into balance with yourself, not just with yourself generally speaking, but I think there's like this, there's a way that you're coming back into balance with what you're capable of. Like this, to me, it's not just potential. Like it's like what it is that you can actually carry. Like this is carrying something to term. This is working on a project. This is like, I feel like 9 months is a really long time, right? It's not, but it also is. I've never been pregnant. But this is to me an energy of times where things can feel like a whole year is in one day. And then you stretch it out further. It's an excellent energy for creating and for stepping into your creative power as well. So I think coming back into balance within yourself, it helps you to have more faith in yourself. I think it gives you the ability to have more faith in yourself. If only because it means you're putting effort towards tending to the stuff of your dreams, like your ambition, your fire, right? Like where you're headed in the best kind of way. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords again. I feel like this is kind of getting unstuck by nurturing yourself. This is like when you have faith in yourself, it's because you've nurtured an aspect of yourself that you've nurtured trust in yourself. You've nurtured trust in your capacity. You've nurtured your ability to move forward and to move on different things. Whoa. Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups again. A lot of repeating energies. The reason why I feel like it might be showing up here with this Five of Cups and Four of Cups, again, it's a lot of emotional energy. I feel like this could be just like emotional energies that you're sorting through ahead of the new moon. But I'm getting that this is definitely sifting through a lot of intuitive energy. It's sifting through a lot of energy that is... it could have been confusing, like what's up, what's down, what's night, what's day. Like it's trying to sort all of that out and being a little bit uncertain of that. Seven of Cups can also, I think, reflect a need for boundaries. So I feel like if you're feeling burdened or kind of Four of Cups stuck, as in, I can't really see the direction. But here's the really interesting part about both of these energies. Together, they add up to a Nine of Cups. Now, in both iterations, there's a cup that is kept for oneself. In the Four of Cups, you can't see it. In the Five of Cups, it's almost like you cling to it because that's the one that you filled for yourself amidst other disappointments, right? So this, and then there's the Four of Cups that you end up spilling, right? That is the ones you walk away from in this particular iteration. So it's like you're keeping, there's a cup set aside. And I think the reason why the Seven of Cups is here is you're finally beginning to see, or you are in the midst of seeing, which cup is actually the Ace of Cups that's meant for you, which is the ace that you're looking for. And the Ace represents heart-centered inspiration. It represents, it represents heart. Like it's doing things with heart. It's doing things with emotional clarity. Six of Cups and Seven of Pentacles, please. Ten of Swords. Yeah. I feel like you're putting an end to, it's almost like losing the fun, losing the innocence, because you've been stuck in this place of looking backwards, or, it's like losing the innocence because you're so in the work, like in the slog of the work, as opposed to the joy of it. And I feel like putting an end to that disconnect, because I feel like the innocent part of it, the innocence is how we connect with not just fun, but the deeper part of ourselves. It's how we connect to the deeper part of ourselves, and what moves us, what deeply moves us, right? Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives, please? The 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Hanged Man. Yeah. It's almost like taking a bigger, kind of getting the long take is going to, and long take just meaning don't look at the situations, like don't overanalyze cup by cup. Don't get caught up in this kind of stuck energy that can come from focusing on one cup, like allow yourself to be in this 10 of Cups place of enjoying focus on the 10 of Cups as opposed to too much of the which cup is which. And I think, again, this is just from allowing a 10 of Cups to be a 10 of Cups, instead of trying to use the 10 of Cups energy for yourself as a way to move out of this sort of 7 of Cups energy. Because sometimes it's like when you don't know what you want, it's like instead of looking to the 10 of Cups, you have to identify what the specific thing is of it. What do you want, right? What do you want? So I think this is just kind of a call to pull back and re-examine what it is that you want. How is what is in your life right now shaping up to be that way? Take responsibility and ownership. Start to make changes to that end, start to shift your energy so that things around you in that can shift too. Because if you're not, and it's not about doing the work and saying people who do the work are rewarded, but I also am learning too that even in weird circumstances or circumstances that don't seem to be the most amenable to shifts and changes, you can still make those changes, right? You can literally change your life, but you have to decide to do it first, right? And sometimes that takes a bit, but don't, if there's a way, this is almost coming across as possibly overwhelmed, but like allow yourself to take a step back, and to step fully in. But first you might just need that pause, that moment of pulling back to really see the bigger picture. Okay, so Spirit, what messages do you have in terms of affirmations to close out this reading? And this, I'm almost getting to, the 10 of Swords moved, and then I was looking at this energy, and it's almost coming across as like the 6 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles is really, it's really coming across here as this sort of, maybe there was so much serious that it was really hard to find that sort of innocence in what, like in the past, or innocence in what was around you. But I feel like you're leaning into that more. You're leaning into it more, right? And I think that there's burdens in that in terms of overthinking. There's like thought patterns and processes that you're really putting an end to, because sometimes if you feel like the 6 of Cups is out of reach in terms of this positive reflection, right? This positive reflection, and a lot of reflection energies here, reflecting on what we want to make, reflecting on where we're going, reflecting on where we've been. The 7 of Pentacles is about planting those seeds, but planting those seeds perhaps from more of a place of fun and intention. Let me just pull another card here to see where this goes. Judgment. Yeah, that's making it's making the big call here, the big decision about where you're going to invest your energy, but also how you're using your mind, right? How you're using your mind. Are you using it like, are you befriending where you are with that energy, right? So it's allowing that for yourself. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives, please? So I open my mind and say yes to life. There it is. Life is inviting you to experience a whole new level of happiness, of healing, prosperity, success, and love. I am open and receptive to love. Life is always trying to love you, but you need to be open to see it. Complete this sentence. I could make it easier for life to love me by. So write that down, right? Do this as part of your journaling. I could make it easier for life to love me by. ... So, yeah. Then let's read this here. So you are loved. Dear you, do you ever feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone, or you might have no value? That's what this is here, right? That boundary, right? That trust in yourself. Maybe you think you need to control everything or else nothing will get done, be healed, be completed, etc. You may think you need to conform to what others expect of you or choose a course of action to manipulate an outcome. But we don't think that would be a good choice. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, do something different. Set that boundary. Delegate responsibility to another. Ask for your needs to be met. And when faced with an impossible situation or sticky, enmeshed relationship, repeat this mantra. I didn't cause it. I can't control it. And it's not my job to cure it, right? So think about this too in terms of your happiness. Like, where are you placing that responsibility, right? Okay, so I didn't cause it, I can't control it, and it's not my job to cure it. Then carry on. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part is everything just seems to work beautifully and honestly in the end. Love you so, so much. And that's fabulous energy, I think. So I think it's just about, it's almost like a little bit of course correction, but I think too that this is about trusting yourself, like trusting yourself to make the right decisions, trusting yourself to know what's best for you, and looking within you. It's not about going outside of you, right? Open your mind and say yes to life. That's what this is. Part of this is saying yes to life. It's saying yes to opportunities. It's saying yes, not just to opportunities, but saying yes to yourself, because you know that with what comes, you can handle it, right? It's that Susan Jeffers book. She, in Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, one of the things that she talks about is learning to say to yourself, whatever happens, I'll handle it. I'll handle it. And it's not about handling it as in having control, but what you have in you is big enough and good enough to handle what comes. So are you allowing that? Are you allowing yourself to be in that energy, right? So that is it for today, my friends. That is your daily creative reading for August 26th. We are good to go from here. If this resonated, please give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel if you're not here, if you're not a subscriber already. If you are joining me from my subscriber base, thank you though. I greatly appreciate you. So but wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, I hope it finds you very, very well, my friends. Take care.